In this video, I'm going to talk about the whole point of your training. This isn't going to take very long, but I do want to talk about this. Right now, it's the middle of the summer. It's hot. There's AC, in these indoor buildings. It gets hot in here. People start to panic. And what I can tell you is, if you are under training in the cage, don't be surprised when you go in the game and you can't replicate what you do in the cage. Everybody's a cage hero. Get people come to me all the time. My cage work's not showing up in the game. Well, guess what? You're under training in the cage and you're not treating it with enough game-like focus, right? The whole point of training with someone like myself, the whole point of doing the work is to not just go check a box. It's to go in here and hold yourself to the standard of, would this work against a major league starter at 7 o'clock, right? I know that may not be for everybody, but neither is this message, right? I'm talking to people that want to get to the major leagues, and once they get there, they can stay there. Or if they don't get there, you've trained in a way that you have peace of mind on the backside of this game, knowing that you did every single thing you could to become your best. If you can't do that, you're going to live with the price of regret. The price of regret is something that you can never repay because time goes on. So as you're going through your practice, as you're going through your work, make sure you're attacking it and make it intense, right? The goal is not to stay in your comfort zone. The comfort zone is a beautiful place, right? Nothing grows there. If you want to get better, if you want to become a better version of yourself, it's on the other side of you coming to terms with who you look at when you see in the mirror and exposing your weaknesses and attacking them, right? If you're missing under, it's probably telling you something. If you can't hit open angle back through the screen, that's telling you something, right? For those of you that don't know, there's a video that I've created about open angle and the work of it and how it creates backspin. I'll link that in the comments below. But the whole point is to lean into what you do without losing yourself, right? Is to develop a swing that has no holes so that you can eventually go into a game and have no worries, right? Because you've trained and you have peace of mind. My whole goal with when I'm training hitters and what I do in Unfinished, and if you're listening to this, you may be wondering, what is this guy doing? The whole goal of everything that I do is so that if you got a random text or a phone call from a major league GM and said, hey, Anderson, or whoever you are listening to this, you're going to be playing in the big leagues tonight. You would go into that and be like, wow, let's go. I can't wait. If you're not training in that way, then you may need to reconsider, right? But when I'm talking about how to get there, that's the key, right? How do I get there? You may be hearing this like, how do I get there? Well, the key is to develop a routine that you can trust and go knock out every single time that you hit. And then also put in the groundwork to learn what you need to do, what you need to feel. In order to create pull side backspin, you may have to tell yourself low line drives to second base. You may need to tell yourself hit the ball right back at the pitcher. You never know, right? That's going to change based on the context of the situation. But the goal is for you to become a situation-proof hitter. And the goal is for you to train with an intensity so that you never have to deal with any worry in the game, so that you know that you're prepared. And when you prepare the right way, you've already won. And now you're not trying to rise up to the occasion. You're always going to sink down to the level of your preparation. That's why it's important to over-prepare so that the situation in game you've already seen. You've challenged yourself, you stretch yourself thin, you've challenged yourself, you push yourself to the limits, right? And when I say challenge yourself, you want to fail at a roughly 60 to 40% clip. That's the sweet spot, somewhere between there and 70 and 30. If you're succeeding all the time, it may be time to turn the challenge up a little bit. Right? Maybe it's pregame, you want to feel yourself on barrel, but also seeing what you're going to see in the game as you have access to those tools. But consistently, right, we don't want to consistently undertrain and then wonder why I can't make it happen in the game. But if you can make this adjustment to your training, you're going to see the results show up in the field. If you want help in that process, I will be your personal coach. This is what I do, right? But don't apply if you're not looking to become the next best version of yourself, if you're not looking to get to college and get a scholarship, if you're not looking to go from college to ultimately reaching your potential. Right now you may be listening to this, you have a ton of potential. Guess what? Potential is just another word for has a lot of skill but hasn't done shit with it yet, right? You want to be good. If you want to be good, I will teach you how to be good, and I will be your personal mentor and your personal coach, right? You can apply, work with me. There may be spots or not at the time of this video, but regardless, I need to share this message as I have been after I get done with my in-person hitting sessions. Usually there's a fresh new takeaway, and I want to share it while it's fresh on my heart and it's raw and it's to the point. Hope this resonates with you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.